Hey friends, happy Wednesday morning. It is going to be a beautiful, beautiful day. Just wanted to share something that was on my heart this morning, something that I hope blesses you as much as it did me. Yesterday, I got home a little bit later than normal because I teach aqua running a few nights a week, and I got home about 2 minutes to spare before we do our normal Tuesday night Bible study. And now Larry and I have been doing this for quite a while with four of our dearest friends, and normally I love doing this Bible study. I love spending time with friends. But yesterday I had kind of a hard day. I told you last week that I thought that I had an inflamed ligament, so I took some much needed time off. Turns out it was shingles. So there's been a lot of pain, but just really got me down. I'm just telling you, I just have some upcoming things, and I was just worried about, being physically able to pace the Bass Pro Marathon and some other sort of things, and just kind of down. And, when we get like that, unfortunately, we tend to want to isolate. My normal joyful self just wanted to go sit in a corner and just have a pity party, right? But I'm so glad that my husband said, he was like, honey, we really need to spend time with our friends. And that's what we did. And I just walked away last night with just so encouraged and so refreshed from the time spent with them. And my friend Kim, she reminded me, first of all, Proverbs 27:17, that is iron sharpens iron. So a friend sharpens a friend. That's why we're told in Hebrews 10:25 to not neglect meeting together, as some are in the habit of doing, but to do it even more so as we see the end days approaching or the day approaching. And I would say, especially, when we want to isolate, we should spend time with friends. And this sharpening is exactly what my friend Kim did. She reminded me of some of the truths in the Bible, and she reminded me, Melissa, just remember, think back at all the ways God has brought you through when you look like the underdog. And she said, remember that God has a history of doing this, and rightly so. And He does this so He can get all the glory, so people can look and they can say, well, that wasn't her. She didn't do it in her power. Absolutely right. So after that, I got super excited. And I've been out here this morning and just thinking about what my friend Kim said about thinking back in history, about how the Egyptian army was following Moses and they were facing the Red Sea. God parted it. I mean, that was an act of God. No one can ever say otherwise. Joshua was told to cross the Jordan River at flood stage. God held back the waters. That could have only been God. Let's look at Gideon. He was called a mighty warrior of God when he was found hiding out from the Midianites, threshing wheat at the wine press. And look, and then he was told that they conquered. He was up to 32,000 men. He became a mighty warrior. He lived up to the name. And he was told to fight the Midianites, were as numerous as the sands on the seashore. And God dwindled them down to 300 men against all of those. And guess what? They were victorious. And then I thought about, okay, let's look at Sarah at the age of 90. She was told she was going to give birth, and Abraham was 100 years old. And lo and behold, it happened. And all of these stories, all of these showed the power of God in the life of a believer. And I tell you what, it's got me fired up. So my challenge to you, if you're there today, and we all get down, every Christian, none of us are going to be immune to the attacks of the devil on our minds, saying you can't do this, or God's not listening, or He doesn't really care. That's the time when we need to spend with friends, when we need that sharpening. And if you don't have some good and godly friends like that, I urge you to seek them out. They are worth their weight in gold. Larry and I just came back so refreshed from that. So guys, I really hope that blesses you, and most importantly, I hope it reminds you, if you're going through a season of sadness or sorrow, you're not alone. We will all go through these, but we get out of them most easily when we enlist the help of our friends, when they come alongside of us and remind us of the truths laid out in the Bible. So guys, I really hope that blesses you. I'm going to finish up my run and get off to the best job ever. It is going to be a great day.